Hey guys, it's Chuck at Timberbend Farm. Hey, today I'm coming to you from inside the grow room. This is going to be our first year for this grow room, and we still got some setting up to do. I've got some shelves to get built, some lights to purchase, but we're planning on doing a lot of seedling plants this year. So over the next few weeks, you just kind of follow along with us, and we'll show you some videos on what we do in here and how we set it all up. We started this rosemary cutting experiment about 6 weeks ago, and I wanted to show you some of the results that we've come up with. Here we have a pot that we have. Actually, I think we had 3 cuttings in it to begin with. Um, why this has happened the way it did, I don't know. But we have one that has dried up and died and did not take root. And we have one right next to it that looks like it's going to survive and do really well. Same watering schedule, same pot. Really not sure why that happens, but sometimes when you're propagating cuttings, sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. We also use these peat cups and pretty successful in those. We had a couple that did really well, like these two you see here, and then we had a couple that they're doing okay, but they're just not quite to where these are. I feel like those have a good many roots on the bottom of them, and those will be able to transplant up into a bigger pot very soon. The test I'm most excited about is this glass jar, and we took 4 cuttings, 2 of which we stripped the bark off of the cutting down at the bottom, and we had really good success with that. These put out a lot of roots all up and down the stem, and these are going to be able to be transplanted right away, and those will be some nice healthy plants. I'd seen a video where someone had mentioned stripping the bark off, and so we wanted to try that against not stripping the bark off. And this is 2 plants that we did not strip the bark off. They have roots. They've started primarily down at the bottom, right where there's some nodes and right where the cutting was. But these haven't put on near as many roots as the ones that we stripped the bark off of. So we're going to take these today, strip the bark off of them, and put those back in the jar for a couple more weeks and see if those will grow roots as well. All right, so I have a 6-inch pot here in front of me. This is just a 6-inch plastic pot with holes in the bottom of it. We'll set this in a pan for drainage and to hold water and water these from the bottom up. All I'm going to do is take this cutting, make a hole with this chopstick that I got from a Chinese restaurant, and I'm going to just make me a hole right in the middle of that potting soil that I have in here. And then we're going to take these roots and help those down in that hole. Actually, I'm going to have to use my fingers a little bit here to make my hole a little bigger. Okay. So I think the chopstick would work better for something that doesn't have quite as many roots. That one was pretty dense, and that's exciting. So we're going to press that down really well, and we'll take that and water that in really good. This plant was the one I showed you earlier that had one viable plant, pretty good shape, and one here next to it that didn't do anything. So we want to take that, chunk that one. So we're going to leave this one alone for right now. We may end up up potting it into a bigger pot once it gets a little bigger. It's a little off to the side, but it's not going to hurt anything there. So I have another pot. Now this one doesn't have near as many roots, so I'm going to go back to my chopstick method here and put that dude right down in there. There we go. All right. We'll fill that in and press that down a little bit. All right. So there's another. Now, like I said, we had these that we did not strip the bark off of before, and we're going to go ahead and strip some bark off of these today, just ever so slightly. Just cut the dark brown off there, exposing the light green to white wood underneath that. These are kind of woody stems, so we're going to peel that back just ever so slightly. Don't want to cut too deep into that. We're just going to drop that back down in our water. Do this other one the same way. All right. All right. There you have it. So we'll drop that back down in the water as well. All right. So that's going to about do it for us for today. I'm going to take these last two that are in these peat pots and put them in a couple of these 6-inch plastic pots and let those grow. And just wanted to get back with you and show you the results of our test. I was really excited about how that worked out, where you strip the bark off of those stems. I want to do a lot more rosemary, get several more propagated, and maybe even have some to sell come this spring. And as always, we appreciate you watching. Hey, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We sure would appreciate it.